board wanted to give a raise, and Ed kind of said, yeah, they should get a raise because they did really good, and they're talking about coming back. That was one of our questions, was
There's
they
been a
coming back?
historical problem with the cemeteries, finding people
Yes.
to mow and then keeping and then hanging on to them.
Yes. And we're still way below on, you know, if you go to McDonald's, you get paid more.
How much do we pay them?
$15 an hour if you have experience.
How much are you looking to give a raise to?
Maybe $1.
So you're looking at another $4,000 a year.
Right, it's less than like a 10% raise, for sure.
Yeah, do you remember the number, Ryan?
Yeah, it was about $1, but the key point is that we didn't have enough money for the full fall cleanup for the leaves, and that's why we upped it this year. That's the
Okay,
bulk
no,
of it.
so you got 10.5 last year, and you don't have enough money for fall cleanup, but you're gonna give raises of $1 each, so that's done at $4,000, that brings it to $14,000. You won't have enough money for next year's fall cleanup.
No, the dollar is, I don't know what it is, but it's, the fall cleanup I thought was around $2,500. Still, we could have been paying to get that done. So
Yeah.
that's the bulk of that. So the dollar may represent like $1,000, I don't.
I know the number, we worked on the math, and it was like 13.2 or something like that, and then we round up to include the raise up to the 14.
Yeah.
Because rounded numbers are nice to work with.
Right, Ed, you know exactly how many hours, roughly, well, not exactly, but roughly how many hours it would take to complete the fall cleanup,
And we would be in the red
labor hours,
for this year.
so pretty much all labor hours. And so that's where we came up with this number here. We didn't hammer it out, you know, one of those 3-hour sessions.
And also in retrospect, granted it's 14, but just for a reality check, I asked Ed, how much would it be for actually contracting the work they do? And Ed said, granted this is not doing an RFP, that it would cost $30,000 to have a contractor come in. So we're still way underneath that reality check. If, okay, well, we don't want to have paid employees, how much would it be to contract it out? And Ed said it would be around $30,000. So we're still way below that number.
So I'm good with the 14, but I know the town people don't care about your numbers of what would cost if someone else did it. I know a lot of people complained about the cemeteries this year.
Oh, yeah.
People walked into the office and complained about it. People caught me on the side where complaining about the cemeteries.
People ask me about it.
Was it the mowing or was it the string trimming?
The mowing,
Yeah,
The mowing.
it's
Yeah.
what they could see. when they-
people were, especially Grafton Center, people were really upset of how it looked.
The mowing, it's not all the tall weeds that need to be.
That should be
string
done
trimmed?
at the same time.
I had complaints about the weeds and the front.
And the mowing, there's a couple of times that Grafton Center didn't mowed properly and it was, looked horrible.
But
And people had wanted their family members to be remembered, but.
the thing about, sorry.
I think it's also important that the cemetery trustees have been meeting every month. We did not take the winter off. And we also have an active email. And granted, yes, it's good to reach out to selectmen to be complaining, but the trustees also meet and we have an email and we're very open. And today we have not had any complaints whatsoever. Nobody come to the meetings to complain whatsoever. So I think, you know, this coming year, it would be helpful if the selectmen, if we do get those complaints, to be like, here's their email, here's when they meet, go see the trustees.
Right, but it's easier to flag.
Right. Well, it's easier to complain and then actually do something about it.
Correct.
The ones that came in my office, I did try to redirect them. It was
Right.
up to them to take that step.
Yeah, even a very quick
The
email.
selectmen are more accessible.
Right.
Just go to the town office and.
We're more recognizable.
Yeah, but that
That's right.
entails planning, you know?
It
I
isn't just
guarantee
that,
you-
I think the townspeople look to the select board, they don't often people don't understand there's cemetery trustees and there's
Right.
library trustees.
That's correct.
You are the fathers of the town, period.
Yeah.
You know, if I had a complaint, I would probably go to you first.
Guaranteed
Especially if it's
95% of the town is not.
Yes. God.
Any of the cemetery trustees.
Do you imagine?
Right, but the ones-
Every one of them will know who
You
the
know what
selectmen
I'm
are.
saying?
Right,
Right.
but I had,
So you come to
I
us.
had 3 people last year come to me,
Yeah.
and I guess maybe I'm visible because I'm large, I don't know. You know,
That's what gets me too.
yeah, I understand.
We did kind of decide halfway through the mowing season is we are gonna try to focus more on Grafton Center because that is the most obvious one that people see.
But there are the other outskirt ones that need to be taken care of a little bit better. I know,
So you got complaints on the satellite ones?
yeah, one up on Grafton Pond, Huntley.
Not like,
I drove by that multiple times over 2 weeks and the grass was that tall.
Okay.
I know a couple years ago I mowed it and I know that's.
oh, that hill's hell,
sucks.
man, I hate that hill.
And especially when it gets high, the mowers don't like that grass. You have to weed whack pretty much everything. So that would probably be one they might want to stay ahead of before it gets high again.
Lower Meadow is the same way,
3 minutes.
but nobody sees
So,
that.
no.
Right.
It's my favorite
Good
subject.
things.
It is right.
It's tucked away.
It
It's
is.
beautiful, man.
But,
It's beautiful.
okay. I'm being urged to get it going. The 14 grand, okay with you, Steve?
Yeah.
And then-
That doesn't.
Or you're printing something the whole thing? Okay. We'll do it that way then. Fuel, $2.50.
It's recommended to keep it across fire section.
You'll do that, Steve?
Yeah.
Shit. 2,500. Miscellaneous repairs and supplies.
Keep that.
Same recommended by our section, keep it the same.
It looks low, but we have an outstanding repair, but because we went over on the wages, we didn't get to do one of the repairs, so it's the leaf blower, so that's why it appears to be a little higher as well.
Is what is in that line item under repairs? The lawnmowers, weed whackers?
Yes.
Is there stone cleaning underneath there?
No.
No.
Well, supply, yeah, like
Yes,
the
some of the
D2,
stone cleaning supplies.
So
is
like that.
But the labor's all volunteer.
Yeah. The
The
chemicals
leaf-
and stuff.
leaf blowers as well.
Yeah, okay.
So-
And I hope folks have noticed some of the stones in Grafton Center and Pine Grove are just stunning. From working volunteers, Mary Gazarovski, Carol,
Culver.
yes.
It is important to note though, stone repair, so like the stones that are completely broken or that laying down that needs to be erected is not in that line item. That's a totally different aspect and cost.
Right now it'd be,
Talk about that.
it'd be miscellaneous, I guess, for like the mortar or whatever, we need to repair stuff. And we will take a tutorial on repairing stones, because we have beautiful cemeteries. I think they're just stunning.
They keep you off that 900?
Yeah, I'm good.
Total remains the same.
16. So going back to that taking care of stuff. Grafton Center. No.
What?
And
Hey, I'm sitting in the seat all
Oh,
day. You're
sorry.
going to get releases, okay?
Okay, I've noticed a lot of the stones, the ground level ones, are sinking into the ground. Is there any way we can get those raised and gravel underneath and brought back up? Because I see the moss is actually growing over them.
That's something that takes a lot of time
I know it
and
does.
So we did start going through and looking at like the stones that are down and upright and getting a whole list of those. I mean, we're up to, let's say 100.
Yeah, we're gonna get some flags, a little pennants, like, don't dig here, to dig safe pennants, so we can mark every cemetery, or every grave,
Yeah, but I know
every
it's one
cemetery.
that have a little plaque that
Mhm.
sits flat on the ground now,
Exactly.
sinking into the ground. A lot of
Oh, we've got
go
graves
there.
that are sinking into the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that in Test Push. which quick fix, depending on how low it is, you can actually trim around the stones that are in the ground to push back and make it known. And then, again, we would have to dig it up, put the stone back, which is time, money.
Right.
The stones that are actually toppled over, that's a huge process. You actually would have to bring a lip pulley system that you oversee it. I've seen a few reels on Facebook and throughout, and then you actually have to lift it, and then you have to get the Rex mortar and maybe even sand it, depending on how it's broken. It's a whole process, and it's a lot of money.
So we started cataloging the ones that are messed up, and I guess we could add that as well, just the raising them up. But I guess what we had talked about 2 meetings ago now is that maybe, I don't know if this is the right year, but doing some special warrant article for like uprighting and doing all that, because I don't think it's contemplated at all in this budget.
No.
So it may be like, hey, community, do you want to spend X thousand dollars to get our everything looking much better? And if they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. And then we'll do what we can with the few resources we have, is kind of the thinking now.
But we get a price on how much it takes to do one
Exactly,
stone,
yeah.
and ask for like maybe 2 or 3 stones a year,
Yeah,
Yeah,
and get them back up and properly viewed.
essentially, yeah. But we gotta get that list first, and,
Yeah.
you know, the raising up, I guess, would be part of that too, right?
and the good thing is, I know it's not, what's our account? I know it's not a revolving account, but it's like one, what's the?
Expendable trust fund?
Yeah, the expendable trust fund, so we can actually put money into that. I know there's going to be an event that hopefully will bring some money to put into that account, but that's another, we can do fundraisers, we can do grants, so that can actually go into that, so we can actually maybe go ahead without even doing a warrant article, depending what's there. And then also, depending how much it is, also reaching out to the capital improvement plan, being like, hey, this is what we need to do, this is a bigger ticket, and then break it down for a year, like you suggested, for, 2 or 3 a year, kind of like what Bonnie does with historical books.
Right. Yeah, good, you want to keep it intact. I've gone and where I've seen a few stones that are like toppled over, I have lifted them back up, but not everybody here can lift what I can lift, thank you. But, it's definitely some manpower. And there is a bullet for like some of the ones at Grafton Center. I don't want to touch those things. But, it is what it is. We have old cemeteries and some of the stones are toppled. And what Leaf was saying about the ones that are sinking down into the ground, it was mentioned to me that there's a couple at Grafton Center, where you can see mower cuts in the stones that are on the ground. Where, you can just push the mower over it because it's easier than trying to finagle it around. So, if that was raised up more, then somebody would dodge it with a mower, right?
Good thing.
Hope so.
I would think, yeah. I would.
Okay, so total is 16,650. Cemetery fund.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
Come over. You're next.
Heather, Dan, Ryan, when do you want to meet with the budget committee? We have the 6th of November and we have the 13th of November,
The sixth,
starting at 6:15 PM.
the sixth works for me, but so does the 13th.
I'm good on the 6th or the 13th.
Yeah, I'll be there.
You want to do 6:15?
6:15 on,
The 6th?
sure,
6:15 here.
yep.
And Heather, I'm going to go ahead and block you for 6:30 too for
That's
welfare,
perfect.
because you're here.
Yep.
Thank you.
Is it easier for you if I just find that one's one?
Yes, November 6th.
Because I know that it's all in there.
And I would like to remind folks that on the 11th, You know where it is.
11.
Bet you
Lucky
haven't just
enough.
one yet, buddy. You know what I look like in a suit?
I do. Look dapper. Dapper Dan. Dapper Dan. What's that?
You all have the proposed budget, right?
Yeah.
So this is, for the select board and the budget, this is what, when we meet, this was my proposal for when we approve the new welfare guidelines.
Yeah.
And this is, for the budget committee's information. The select board need to approve this yearly. So it's allowable, funds that allows me to, if there's, I'll use an example, if there's a household size of one and they come and see food, they need food, I am allowed to give them up to $292 a month. Yes, monthly food. If they need more for whatever reason, I'm still obligated to do it. So it doesn't say that I can't give you the food. It's my job is to see these three gentlemen and not necessarily convince them, but tell them of the situation, of course confidentially, that my client 2026-01 needs more food, and this is what they're doing to get, state help and bridge the gap. So this is kind of like my budget for each account with the underlining that if I need to go over, I need their permission so they're aware of what I'm spending and how I'm spending it. They don't get the person's name, they don't get their, where they live. They only, again, see the 2026-01. That's it. They don't get any other information. Because we are obligated by state law to provide the service. But it gives them more oversight. So that one's mine. If anybody else wants these, I can have these. And as of right now, that document that's in front of you, the selectmen did not approve. Yeah, correct. But my budget is based off of that information. So just what I sent. So please see the attached budget proposal. This reflects suggestions for the allowable levels of assistance payments that will be proposed by the board and allowance for homelessness placement. Unfortunately, to reflect this, I am suggesting a 20.2% increase to the budget and a new line item dedicated to homelessness placement. This past year, we actually had a gentleman that was homeless, and we had to put him up in a hotel and leb for about a month. And that whole cost was around $3 grand. Unfortunately, that did not come out of the homeless line item. It came out of I believe miscellaneous is what I pulled it out of, right?
Looks like that.
Yes, yeah, because it's not rent, so I can't put it underneath rent, and it's not food or anything else that's on my budget. It's specifically for homelessness. Grafton does not have, as we know, apartments that we can put somebody in. We don't have a hotel, so we're looking at Leb and White River over in Vermont, or even as far as Concord. Unfortunately, this gentleman had medical issues, so we couldn't put him in a homeless shelter in somewhere else within the state, which that's usually what I do. It's like, okay, so you're homeless and you need a place, let's get you into a homeless shelter. Well, he unfortunately had these medical issues that he had to be close to the Lebanon area. He had supports in Lebanon area, and that just wouldn't work. So that's why we did the hotel.
What if I was to wonder a question? Can I wonder
Go
a question?
ahead.
What's the time frame on this? What's like the limit? Is it 1 month? Does the state mandate 6 months the towns are responsible for people?
Indefinite.
It's
So if you
indefinite.
come and see me,
Yeah,
according to the RSS, if you come and see me and you hit all the qualifications to get welfare assistance,
yep.
and you and I, we come up and I'm saying you need to fill out for SNAP, you need to fill out for Section 8, you need to fill out, like you're filling out all the documentation indefinite until you get those other supports in line.
Does the town have in place any type of an umbrella as far as its own requirements regarding this? Like a certain, within 4 months, you must show, so the town doesn't have like a little catch.
And we can't because it violates the RSA.
So,
I can literally empty my budget on one person if they qualify.
so no town can have, in the state of New Hampshire, its own, like, say, within 6 months,
If you qualify, so there's catchments to qualify.
okay.
So like I can do a qualify of agreement. So you're looking for a job and I ask you to fill out the documentation weekly and get it to me. Meet with me weekly.
Yeah.
Granted, we didn't have to do this until this year with my homeless gentleman. But if you meet all those requirements, if you say, yes, I'm doing the job search, yes, I'm doing the house search, yes, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, I still have to, and you're meeting all those requirements that I set forth and you agreed to, I have to continue to provide you aid. The town of Grafton has to provide you aid. However, if you stop and I say, well, wait a minute, you need to continue to do X, Y, and Z to continue getting the assistance, and you don't follow it, I can say your assistance is now denied because you failed to follow the contract set forth.
Okay, because there
But-
has to be a safety in there.
That's the safety net. But if you're, really attentive and you're getting everything done and you're just hitting that wall, we can provide that service. Like this poor gentleman, if nothing opened, we can provide that service as long as
You
it's
can live
qualified.
off this town.
No, I've seen this go
Oh, yeah.
on in other communities.
But
where-
again-
Grafton's had it happen.
Again, that's where I come in. It's making sure they are qualified. I know there's some towns that, the town administrator just gave rent every month, not requiring that person to do anything. That's not what my role, that's not what the welfare role is. It's, yes, you might need help for a month or two, but you need to get on Section 8. You need to figure out, hey, there's a listen center, there's a whole bunch of other outside resources, and that's why we're emergent type of thing. We're short-term emergent assistance, waiting for all the others to kick in.
Okay, because I saw in a small town where the budget just went unreal.
Right,
The welfare budget.
right, and
In a year.
It's the only budget that we're really allowed to overspend because we can't say no.
You can't, I know that, but, okay.
And for the tenure that I've been, and I forgot how many years I've been doing this, 2020 I think, I've been pushing that, this is emergent, and same thing with Cammy, like, this is emergent, we can get you going. If you need help, I know Medicaid pretty well, Medicare, we can fill out those documentations, reach out to me, because that's when I'm going to be, oh, well, you need SNAP. Okay, well, I can help you for that short time, I
Okay.
can send you to Canaan's food shelf, let's get other services tied in, and then having that gap. There is a way, if we're paying for prescriptions, but we don't necessarily have to worry about that in Grafton. But if I'm paying for prescriptions because their Medicaid or Medicare isn't kicking in, we can actually get reimbursed for that. So there is reimbursement, or if we're helping a veteran, there's also a way to get reimbursed.
Yep.
But thankfully, we don't have that issue. I mean, Graftonites are very independent and
Yep.
want to take care of themselves.
Right, but it's people who come into the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's also the caveat what happened with this gentleman. He was living in Lebanon at the time of the assistant who came up.
Okay, we got,
We
we
can
gotta
go.
go, we're not
Yeah.
gonna go to storage
Yeah.
on there, but we gotta go right down the line.
Okay.
Burial, you raised it $3,000,
Yes,
haven't spent any.
because I raised it up to that because keep in mind a cremation is 1,700 and 200 if I bury one person, that would wipe out the burial line item. So the 5,000 allows me to do 2 burials. I mean, the problem with the welfare budget is you never really know what's going to happen. And again, if that person's qualified for services, it doesn't matter if that line item is 0. I have to provide it.
When's the last time we went over budget on welfare?
We never went over budget on welfare. But there's always the first time.
2,000 will get you one burial
Right. 5,000 will get me two.
and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many burials did we only had one burial in 2025.
We didn't have any this past year.
Oh, we didn't have any?
Not this past year, but the year before, I believe we had two.
Okay. But we didn't go over budget that year either,
My budget's
because
not
we will
enough.
suck it up.
So 4,000 will get you two burials.
Yeah.
Cause it's the only thing you can use it for is burials.
Right.
So why are we doing an extra $1,000? Cause the $1,000 isn't gonna get you anything anyways.
We could use it in other areas, but not, but if we only,
Oh, yeah.
I doubt if we're gonna have more than two burials.
Right.
As soon as I say that, of course, we're gonna have 5 people that we have to bury, I don't know.
It's gonna go
But
fine
just
too.
You're lining up.
historically, we haven't come close to spending the welfare budget, so to me, it means, why are we raising it?
So again, circling back, for residency, and I was kind of getting to that point, is they can be in a nursing home in Leb,
Yeah.
and if they're not over the 6-month period living in Leb, they're still a Grafton residence. So
Right.
that means if they don't qualify,
So we're
or
still-
if they don't have the money, we're still on the hook.
We're still liable, I understand we're on the hook for a lot of things.
Right,
We can't say no.
right,
But if historically we haven't spent the budget,
Right.
then let's not raise it. And if we have to raise the budget, we'll spend the money, if we have to
Right.
spend the money, we'll find it somewhere else.
Right.
So why do we wanna collect all these taxes to up the budget when I don't think we have to? Because somebody's been doing a good job with the welfare budget. I mean, I should preface this by saying that
Right.
before I wanna go cut your budget. You've been doing an excellent
Yeah.
job there, but my bottom line is like, why raise it? We haven't come close to it because we have a good gatekeeper. And I understand your fears that all these things could happen, and you're right, and then we could be stuck with the bill, but I say, let's wait until that happens. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
There's a few other budgets that we can cut like that, but like, this one, we're not coming close. So,
don't deny it.
so I would say, the burials, we should leave it too. I'd say we keep the budget the same. Well, the homeless placement, yeah, that's an issue, because we had a case, we had to put somebody up in a hotel for a month. I mean, we've had to do that in the past, and that's very costly. And once people get in that position, it's hard to get them off of that position.
Yes,
I mean, there's a fear that person could have been there for 3 months instead of 1,
or a year,
or a year. And
or
then,
longer.
and then we would have been sunk, you're absolutely right.
Because the thing is homelessness is a huge issue in the state of New Hampshire.
It's a huge issue all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I hear of all the issues going on at White River Junction, I mean, right downtown. From, I guess there's huge homeless encampments somewhere along the Connecticut River. I don't know where they are, but they're walking amongst us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
So you suggest just keep it at the 14,850, knock burials down to 2 and leave the homeless placement?
well, maybe way to leave it, I mean, I hate to take the line item out for homeless placement.
No, I'm not saying take it out, just leave it.
Can we,
And
could we combine homeless placement and rent and call it, shelter or
We could
housing instead?
do that. We could go rent and placement.
Because really, it's not really totally rent. Because if they own the house, they can also get money.
Right. And
Right, that's why
There-
I'm thinking maybe like,
So just put it as housing instead of rent.
That'll work.
We'll move homeless placement up into rent. So Rose rent to 5,000. Well, we'll change rent to housing. Raise it to 5,000. Drop burial back down to 2. Then everything else will stay the same.
What does that make the bottom line?
14,900.
I'd be okay with that.
hold on. We're keeping everything the same as the original budget.
Yep. Except for changing rent to housing, raising it to 5,000, lowering the burial down to 2,000.
Alright,
Hey,
so
you all
that's
set with that?
17,350?
What was it?
17,350, and Ryan, is that what you said?
No.
How's it 17,000?
9,900.
What did I do? Hold on a second, let me think. 4, 5, 6. Raising rent to 5. Utilities at 2, yeah.
Take out the homeless placement.
I did.
Okay, yeah.
But we lowered,
Right.
burial,
So-
so
You
it
lowered,
dropped.
you lowered burials back down to 2,000,
Yeah,
fuel at 4,000.
that's not right.
No, fuel's at 2.
Fuel's at 2.
No, you got,
2 is what she requested,
we
4,000
said
is
keep
what
it
it
to
was.
the 2025. There's some line items that I did cut.
No, we'll lower, okay, we'll take burial down 2,000,
Yeah,
fuel's at 2,000, miscellaneous is at 1,000, office phone at 650, housing at 5,000, utilities at 1,500, wages at 2,750.
okay, that's not what I.
Yeah, that's not what you said.
So 14,900.
Okay.
Is that what you got?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what I
thank
So
you.
what was the line item, sorry?
It's gonna be,
14,900.
yeah.
Sorry, I worded that wrong for you.
Yeah, because I'm like, why are you going back there? Because it's like, I got some line items that I cut.
Well, that's why I'm glad that Ryan's mathing too, he's gonna keep bounce off 10. So thank you, Ryan.
No problem.
Break. So planning board at 10:15,
In a 15-minute break.
well, no, could you cut into it?
Oh my God.
Well, no, I'm saying it's not a 15.
So I motion next year, she runs the whole show. Good luck, people. Yeah.
15 minutes done.
It was impressive that you guys were done waiting for me.
We were waiting for you.
I know, I figured I would be waiting in the back.
Well, Rick's went a lot quicker than I was expecting.
Yeah, once we got finished with Sam, and we got our rhythm then, we've been blowing through these things pretty good.
I'm gonna pass, you guys would still be on the highway.
Alright, so what did we have done, recycling?
We're on break officially?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to see that RSA on the CIP? So,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Use glasses.
yeah, you want to just read it, but I think
That was
that's.
fine.
Turn.
I was looking at my budget and I'm like,
When you
So that's
see
what we
everything
did.
else that's going on, you can be glad we.
So we didn't do this
cuts. I'm
one
wondering where
above,
the cuts
so this
were.
management, which is what
We're
we
doing
did.
our best.
Normally,
oh, I know everybody's
we have a
going.
master plan.
That
is-
when I
Yeah.
worked on it.
and this actually reflects the current. It was a line
So
item.
that's what
in the
we
homeless.
did, because we had, that's what we.
I just know that one year in
But I
Hillsborough, the
thought-
welfare budget went
I
up.
thought, Sarah, wasn't the CIP really just a recommended?
Hillsborough.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
that
it's
was-
not.
they would fall under the select
It
board.
was for,
Right.
For,
Well,
like,
right,
they were
right,
a
right.
recommendation.
I mean, it
The
wasn't-
warrant articles budget
Yeah.
is much bigger
From
than
what I
that.
remember, the warrant article
Much.
was
It's coming down.
specifically recommended
Right.
and allowed the
We've had much
selectmen
larger
to
budgets than
appoint
this
the
before. In
people
fact, we
to
were thinking of
stay.
putting the drive-in window.
Right.
That's
You know,
That
yeah,
was the point of the warrant.
right.
was
So it's a recommendation, it
One
wasn't anything legal.
We want to do it right.
But
Well,
we
even
want
if they say
at
it's
least
not
make
legal.
police,
We
correct?
just give it to the planning board.
Yeah, and
Job.
if you don't have
Well, that's not
any
true, that's
for there,
Yeah.
you get repeaters.
The alternative, so legislative
well, I
body,
mean,
which
it's
is
just amazing how.
Yes.
may authorize the governing body, which is the select board, to appoint a
It's very disturbing, that's hard. Because the people who really need it, who ask.
It's,
That's the
Some people are
part.
too proud.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you know, that was when I
May.
So,
But they did.
All I remember is that
the older generation,
that
especially
legal.
Mark the hump.
those
Yeah,
are
after
all
mandated.
linked.
Past terms of selectmen, I've had people.
So unless we're arguing, it says that they may authorize, if they did authorize, they're gonna be a CIP. So if they did authorize it, these are the
Right,
laws.
but you're doing an
So-
And that's what
excellent
happened,
job.
so I actually became,
I mean, I'd
monitoring
like to
about
s-
that.
I mean, I
If
think
they
it's a
created
great
the
thing.
board, it's there, so if we have a
I don't care,
board,
I
these are the
want